Hi Aries, here is a general look at your solar chart for October 2015, and there's a very interesting new moon in your opposite sign this month, which is making strong links with Uranus, which has been transiting through your sign for a number of years. And you will have noticed, some of you earlier Arians, how it has rocked the boats quite considerably and changed your sense of who you are and your orientation in the world. And the very early Arians will, of course, be looking back at that now. But there is always an air of uncertainty with Uranus. Now, this new moon in your opposite sign this month, which happens on the 13th, will give you the opportunity to improve things or to meet some sort of commitment or whatever it is going on for you, to do with this Uranus transit, but also to do with this very fleeting transit of the moon as well. And that will be over the next 4 weeks. So just to remind you, in general, you have this Uranus transit going through your sign. It is a life-changing transit in many ways. It doesn't mean to say that, you know, you are a completely new person coming out the other side, because of course we are all a product of our history. However, you will be perhaps finding that you are modifying very much the way you used to, you know, your style and what your expectations were, etc. But just to say that you're in a cycle of huge change, which has been going on since 2012, and that's altering your sense of personal identity and bringing in a fresh awareness of a new way of being. And this is over a long time, and yes, the different parts of your sign will feel it most strongly when the planet comes close by degree. If you've been conscious of the need for change, and of course we are all in a creative universe and we are created beings, and all around us is a created world, so it's creating and creating and creating all the time. It's been called many names, one of which is evolution. But if you're aware of the need for change, if you're aware of the need for the cobwebs to be blown away and to get a breath of fresh air, then you'll be breaking out of stifling conditions, maybe being given a little nudge by the universe, a sort of a push in the back, but you will have been breaking out of stifling conditions. And if you've been repressing it, knowingly or unknowingly, then a series of accidents or turns of events will be making your subconscious will be making your subconscious need for change known to your conscious mind. So that's a little bit of about how Uranus have been affecting you, because it's been in your sign, and so very up close and personal. Now, just this month, with the new moon opposing that Uranus transit, for you Aries and Aries rising, it should be a time for you to turn over a new page, to make maybe a new beginning in a personal or business sense, in a close or important relationship. So take the initiative to do whatever's necessary. Maybe you've got to cooperate more, maybe you've got to negotiate, maybe you've got to put your cards on the table, maybe you've got to get more involved and bond more. All of that will be open to you to do over the next 4 weeks, because you are in this cycle of finding out more about what your needs and requirements are, particularly with regard to opposite numbers and those that you share your life with. Now, other news. This month you're going to be, with the Sun in Libra, you're going to be feeling well, you're going to be sharing more, and it would be a good idea, because two heads are better than one. The support of another is important. It's not a time to be going it alone, even though that is very much where you feel most comfortable, Aries, is to you know, be quite sort of self-contained in many ways with decisions, and just off you go, you know, before anybody's really understood where you're going. But this is the time for you to actually collaborate, cooperate, and also maybe discriminate more about others and their contribution and their value in your life. So central to this period will be how to give and receive the best out of partnerships, close associations, other close associations, and whether that's in a business or a formal or informal kind of a way. And you and another could be teaming up, or you find that you can do business together, or indeed you find that no, you're going to aim for something better for you. But however it is, there's a stronger feeling of mutual interaction and also attraction as well. Venus has been in Leo for a long time, and Venus will be leaving there on the 9th. But up until that time, and if you are listening to this in September, then this is actually probably quite a good time in general for you to be getting on better with others, or to find that there's aspects of your relationship that you really do enjoy with another, and having a bit more fun maybe with another. Now Mercury is also in your opposite sign and retrograde until the 9th. So as you will know if you listen to these forecasts, that retrograde Mercury times tend to slow things down or bring, you know, delays sometimes, or there's just, you get the wrong end of the stick, or somebody else does. It's just miscommunications. So but in general, where Mercury is, it means that you can bounce ideas around, throw ideas around with someone else, have a brainstorming session. Maybe, you know, it can get heated at times, but on the other hand, it does help you to clarify what your ideas are anyway, even though you don't both agree. You can agree to differ, and you also could be in a relationship with someone at this time or over this period, which will be the whole of this month, where you find that their information or their ability to link you to something that you're seeking is really useful, like a go-between. But also we can turn that around and we can say that others may find you useful as an agent or a go-between sort of figure, or indeed the one who has the guidance because you have the knowledge. Venus, as I say, is finishing her marathon transit of Leo. She's been in there since June the 6th, really helping smooth the path, really, I think, a lot for you children of the Ram. And this long-term Venus position, it's meant it's been a sociable period, perhaps a more lucrative period, a more creative period, where you've had your creative juices flowing. You know, how can we embellish this? How can we improve that? Getting more access to maybe entertainment activities out and about. And you're likely to express yourself in a freer kind of a way where you get, you know, it's more fun to go for leisure pursuits, and to do anything which is, you find, personally empowering. These sorts of things the winds tend to blow them across your path more readily with Venus here. And also this is great for romance. You know, you and someone could really click during this transit here. And another thing about this transit is it favors interaction with children and pets as well. So you may have been enjoying and getting that spontaneity, that sort of lack of self-consciousness, because you've had this interaction with children and pets, because children or pets or you know, animals of the natural world, they don't have the egos, and they tend to be pretty much linked to source energy all of the time. And then Venus moves. Venus is in a more practical mood then for a few weeks, favorably highlighting teamwork, maintenance, repairs, DIY maybe, but also just looking after equipment or your own health or somebody else's health. That may be more on your mind, but it could also mean that if you do go somewhere to get a therapy, or you're looking for some kind of remedy or some kind of help in that way, that you would find somebody interesting that you warm to and who warms to you in the process. And maybe, you know, you make a friend, or something more romantic comes along, and that is always a possibility wherever Venus is. But if it's not like that, then it could be that you find your working situation or your colleagues or what you've got to do it runs more smoothly, or indeed there is more of a reward for you as well. And Venus is transiting that area for about three weeks. And then Mars is your ruling planet. So Mars is in a sector which, again, it goes along with Venus there and Jupiter. So we've got Venus, Mars, and Jupiter all lining up in this area, which is very practical, which says, okay, how can I be of service? How can I manage, operate, or fix for myself or for somebody else? It's very practical, hands-on, and it is also tends to be related to health and fitness. So you may be looking at, just getting a little bit fitter and toned and running like a lean, mean machine. Or it may be something else to do with health, and it might be somebody else's health as well. But you may become more involved with skilled people at this time, with service providers or health providers, tools, technologies, but also training for some of you, really getting a lot more skilled at what you're doing. You can get an awful lot done no matter whatever's going on. You can, if you put your nose to the grindstone. And particularly with Jupiter here as well. Mars always likes to get busy with whatever sector he's in. So he likes to make decisions, and then he likes to get active. So you can get a lot done, but also collaborations can be very successful because of the presence of Venus here, feeling as though that you and someone can really do business together. And then from the 24th, the Sun moves, and then it moves into a gear shifting sort of mood. So it's more introverted, it's more introspective for 4 weeks, and that means that you should be relying less on your logic and more on your intuition as you feel and sense your way forwards, as you're weighing something up. Mercury, however, is still in your opposite sign, so it might be, you know, you put your head together with somebody else, and it could mean more radical change in your routines related to shared interests, shared things that you value, finances, property, that kind of thing. And of course, what you share emotionally with somebody else as well, that could also have more of your attention. Now, Jupiter will be in your area of health and work, the same as Venus and Mars, but for a much, much longer time. That's until next September. And there'll be no shortage of opportunities for you to maybe get offers coming your way for work, or for using different methods and learning new techniques and that kind of thing, and becoming more savvy about how to work smart, becoming more savvy about how to look after yourself better, or maybe somebody around you, but just learning, because Jupiter is a learning through doing planet. So in this very practical area about basic stuff of everyday life, you know, of the physical body and of the material world around us, and about how we can be of service in that world. You can be on quite a learning curve here for over just about the next 12 months. So the indications are that you will get the chance to experience new routines, and also, you know, offers will be in the pipeline. Employers or colleagues will tend to be more appreciative of your abilities, particularly, I would say, from the 9th, for that short period that Venus is in there as well. So if you wanted to apply for something, as long as, you know, on your higher self level in the grander scheme of things, it is the right way for you to be going, then I think with Venus and Mars and Jupiter all stacked up in that area, it's probably a pretty good time to be doing that. That's from the 9th onwards and into a little bit of the beginning, just the very beginning of November. You Arians born the 31st of March to the 7th of April, or with 11 to 17 degrees rising, are going to feel that energy the most. It's around about those dates and those degrees, okay? So we can go a degree or two either side, or a day or two either side. It depends on your natal chart and depends on which year you were born as well. Now, Saturn is in a 2-year transit of Sagittarius, putting her into a supportive aspect with your sign. And this is going on until late 2017. And this is a cycle of you gaining insights about your beliefs, your historical beliefs, fields of interest, mental and physical, but also maybe working harder at higher education. You'll be seeing the reality, warts and all, of, you know, ideologies that you may have had about certain beliefs or higher education, or maybe it's another country or another culture. Something you previously idealized or knew little about, and now you really are going to see the kind of the everyday unvarnished truth about that, and then come to your own decisions. And working through it gradually, step by step, but feeling more responsibility because of any of these areas, or you just have to take more seriously wider communications maybe, which is also covered by this area, travel, religion, and where you stand on that. Just all religions, or maybe it's just one. Legal matters also comes out of this, the umbrella of this. Developing a new understanding will be gradual, like chipping a shape out of a stone, whether that's in education or whether that's in ideologies or whether that's to do with travel and cultures and so on. So be steady and patient, and you may gain a reputation for communicating your knowledge or experience through some medium of expression across the wider stage, but also appreciate and even wish to emulate certain others who can teach you a lot, because during this time here there could be a teacher or somebody who's got the expertise and the knowledge that you are seeking, but you need to work for it as well. And also another thing is you need to you will find that you need to figure it out for yourself. You know, it's not going to be given to you on a plate. So you need to be discriminating again there. So Uranus, for you Arians born the 6th to the 10th of April, or with 17 to 20 degrees rising, you're going to feel that the most this month. And like I say, in and around those degrees and dates. And then for Pluto, you Arians born the 2nd to the 4th of April, or with 12 to 14 degrees rising, you're going to feel that the most this forecast period. And of course, Pluto for you is deepening your perceptions, is sensitizing you hugely. So what's quite small for somebody else will seem huge for you. But this is so that you can come more into a more profound understanding of your patterns, your deeper self, and your life path, really. So these two, Uranus and Pluto, these transpersonal planets, are moving and shaking your world, and have been for a little while now. But of course it will be quite new for you Arians born in and around these dates. And that's it. I should just apologize to any of you Arians out there who've been trying to contact me by email. There has just been discovered a broken link on my website, and I'm hoping that's going to be figured out and sorted out. So I haven't been getting anybody's emails, so I just need to apologize about that. And all of this, the basis of what I've just given you here is written up on my website. You can find it there, DianaGarland.com. That bit works. And if you know your moon sign or your rising sign, listen to those. And I'll see you the next time.